Hello, and welcome to a brief video explaining the significant changes to the 2012 edition to the International Fire Code. My name is Scott Stuckey. I'm a senior technical staff member with the International Code Council, which is based in Washington, D.C. And for the next few minutes, I'm going to take some time to explain to you one of ICC's most important products for code officials and design professionals, which is the significant changes to the 2012 Fire Code. The 2012 significant changes to the IFC reflects the state of the art as to any changes, modifications, clarifications, or deletions that were made to the 2012 edition of the International Fire Code. In this seminar, we're going to explain the intent and application of some of the new, revised, or deleted requirements of the 2012 IFC, as well as present to you the features that make this an outstanding resource to any design professional, code official, or inspector who uses the IFC in the enforcement and application of their fire code in their jurisdiction. Users of previous editions of the Significant Changes series find that the layout and the technical content really is beneficial to all users in understanding what the purpose and intent of any code change proposal that was submitted and approved by the ICC membership. If you look at the layout, in this case for section 1102, which 1102.1, which relates to existing buildings, what you'll find is that we indicate what type of change it is. In this case, it was a modification to the provisions for existing buildings. And then you'll note that the text uses a legislative format to indicate any new code text or any code text that was deleted. This offers the reader a clear understanding of what had changed between a previous edition and the current edition of the IFC, and makes for better understanding of the purpose and application of the change. Another common feature that's found in all of the significant changes series published by ICC is the change significance itself. This is a detailed technical analysis of the purpose of the provision. In this case, the change significance is explaining why new provisions were added in the 2012 IFC for traffic calming devices. And in this analysis, we also present a new definition for traffic calming devices, which are a concern to the U.S. Fire Service because it can impact the response time. In the change analysis, we present data that indicates the history of traffic calming devices, how they can impact the response, and we provide information that helps code officials understand the purpose of the particular code change and how jurisdictions can apply these requirements when they adopt the 2012 IFC. The significant changes to the 2012 IFC is also heavily illustrated with detailed drawings and photographs that illustrate either compliant or non-compliant designs based upon the particular code change that's being analyzed. In this slide, you're seeing a graphic illustrating the proper design of a Type 1 subatmospheric gas system, which is going to be found in a semiconductor fabrication facility. New requirements were added to Chapter 27 in the 2012 IFC for these type of gas storage and delivery systems, which are commonly used in semiconductor manufacturing processes. In this portion of the web video, we're going to combine all of these features that are found in the significant changes to the 2012 IFC and provide an example of an analysis that was done on new changes to Chapter 6 of the IFC that address solar photovoltaic power systems, also known as PV power systems. The 2012 IFC in Section 605.11 now has new requirements for solar PV power systems, but these requirements will not apply to buildings that are regulated under the International Residential Code. They will apply to any buildings that are regulated under the IBC and the IFC. One of the primary reasons for the addition of these new requirements in Section 605.11 is the proliferation of solar PV panels in the United States. According to a United States Energy Information Administration report, around 21,000 of these devices were shipped in 1999. In 2008, over 524,000 of these devices were shipped, so they are becoming far more common. How they operate is that they essentially can take light energy from the sun and convert it into DC power. And then in the system will then invert that direct current power into alternating current. The array is actually an assembly of cells that are grouped together into modules, and then all of the applicable modules are then grouped together onto a single panel. Each array is going to be equipped with a fuse and a device called a blocking diode. A blocking diode is an important safety feature because it's analogous to a check valve in a fire sprinkler system or on a fire truck, in that it allows the water to flow only one way, or in the case of a blocking diode, it permits the electrons to only flow in one path, and that is to the charge controller and inverter. PV arrays cannot be turned off. The only way that power can be turned off is they literally have to be disconnected at the module or at the panel. A disconnect is required by the electrical code and is now required by Section 605.11, but all that disconnect does is isolate the PV module and panel from the charge controller and the AC and DC converter. These systems, when installed on 1 and 2 family dwellings, can generate around 4 to 5 kilowatts per hour at 10 to 20 amps direct current. That's a health and safety concern for any firefighters doing roof operations because of the fact that ventricular fibrillation in the human heart is possible at 300 to 500 milliamp. So an electrical shock and electrocution is possible with these particular devices, which was another reason for these requirements being added into the code, as well as to provide a pathway for vertical roof ventilation operations on the fireground. Under the new provisions in the 2012 IFC, if a solar PV system is installed on a building, Section 105.7.13 will now require a construction permit, which will allow for plan review by the fire code official. The purpose of the plan review is to make sure that the designs comply with the requirements in Section 605, as well as ensuring that the panels are placed such that a pathway is created on the roof of the building for vertical ventilation operations. 605.11.1 also requires markings of this equipment, and that would include on the conduits, any equipment enclosures or raceways, and junction boxes, as well as the disconnects, which are shown in this photograph. The significant changes to the 2012 edition of the International Fire Code is geared for use by fire code officials, plans examiners, fire inspectors, building code officials, design professionals, contractors, or anybody who is in an industry that is regulated by the IFC. Readers will find that the content offers an excellent explanation to changes that occurred between the 2009 and 2012 code. The significant changes to the International Fire Code 2012 edition is just part of a series of publications that are prepared by the International Code Council. Other books in this series include significant changes to the 2012 International Building Code, significant changes to the International Residential Code, and then for mechanical and plumbing inspectors and design professionals, we have the significant changes to the International Plumbing Code, Mechanical Code, and the Fuel Gas Code. Purchasing this book is a breeze. You've got two methods. You can contact ICC directly by telephone on our toll-free number, 866-891-1695, or you may also access our electronic bookstore at www.iccsafe.org. Thank you for participating in this webinar. We appreciate your support and your assistance. Have a good day.